Conceiving Château de Pernon has taught us patience and optimism. Patience to accept that meticulous work takes time, and optimism to stay positive when things don't go according to plan. But some weeks are filled with such frenzied activity that we bubble with the excitement at the incredible progress that is being made, and patience can take a back seat. This week, come with us as we reveal a week where the Château is buzzing with the signs of progress everywhere.
This is the very last time that Pernon's final section of the old roof will have to endure such a storm, because the canopy is going up over this section of the roof. The old tiles will come down and the restoration process will begin for this, the final section of Pernon's roof. Well, it is absolutely bucketing down with rain here, but our artisans are completely undeterred. It is all systems go here this morning. The entire bottom band of the eastern wing here is about to have all its stonework replaced. 52 stones have been cut, ready to put into place here. Behind me, the restoration of the moat wall continues at great pace. They have started to demount all the stones on this eastern wall and expose those incredibly beautiful vaulted cellars. They are going to be restored first before the wall gets restored, and gradually this entire moat wall will be restored. Up on the scaffolding, the roofers were yesterday trying to create the canopy for the very last section of the roof, the western section. The weather was just awful, they could not proceed, so that is on hold. That is going to happen tomorrow should the weather improve. A huge week here at the Château. Well, it is Wednesday and the terrible weather that plagued us for the last 2 days has finally finished. Those gale force winds on Monday that stopped the construction of the large canopy over the western part of the Château roof. The torrential rain yesterday that just has the ground absolutely sopping wet. But progress is unbelievable here today. So finally, with the winds now settled, the canopy on the western part of the roof is being constructed. Down here in the moat, the stonemasons have nearly finished the base stones. They have started to reconstruct the corner of the Château with the stonework there. Behind me, the moat wall is just moving at a pace that is difficult to comprehend. The restoration has started of the stonework of the vaulted cellars. The stonemasons today have also been assessing the bridge. This is the first time that any work has really started on the bridge, so they've been assessing all the existing stonework and they are now coming up with a strategy for the restoration of the bridge. It is a lot and so much progress. It's wonderful to see. Well, it is Thursday and this is the most hectic week we have ever had in the restoration project here at Pernons. This scaffolding behind me was put in place 3 years ago. It is so close to coming down because, as you can see, the restoration of the base stones is nearly complete. There is just one stone to go. The corner wall here has 2 new stones left to go. A new delivery of stones arrived this morning and they have now started working on a new section of this wing here, and that will bring them around to the bridge. Talking about the bridge, it is the second day now that our stonemasons have been assessing all the stones on the bridge. They are assessing each individual stone for its size, for its health, and to work out then if the stones need to be replaced or grafted, and the whole process for the bridge will begin shortly. Up on the roof, the canopy is nearly finished. They are just putting up the final tarpaulins. They will then be able to start removing all the old advoise tiles, and that will be the end of leaks in another section of Pernons' roof. You will notice that there is a section that still doesn't have the canopy on it. That is because there is a section of the roof where the tiles haven't progressed enough to have the canopy removed. In 2 or 3 weeks' time, when they've progressed further there, then the canopy will be put up on the very final section of Pernons' roof. Down here in the moat, the restoration of the moat wall is going gangbusters. This morning, the delivery of the concrete blocks arrived. These will be put in to support the wall before the restored stonework is completed. They have nearly finished the restoration of one of the walls of one of the cellars, and also on this side, on the eastern side of this eastern wing, the stonemasons have started to do the render. Now, this is not the final coat of render, this is a base coat. It will take probably a month to dry, and the final render will probably not be applied until springtime next year. That is a decision that the architect will make when he comes for his next site visit in 2 weeks.
Well, it's Friday and this week of stupendous activity and progress is continuing apace. Behind me you can see the 2 stone pieces that were missing yesterday have now been replaced, and in fact the stone piece above that has been extracted and replaced this morning. Behind me, the stonemasons who are working on the restoration of the dry moat wall are making great progress. Although it's a project that's going to take a few months, they've come out of the blocks very quickly this week at the start. They've already restored one side of one of the vaulted cellar walls, and they've now set to work on the other side. All of the stone pieces that have come off the face of the entrances of those cellars need to be individually marked. so that when they are put back in place, either replaced completely or restored, they go back in the correct order. And you can see here the markings of those stone pieces as they come off. The team working on the assessment of Pernon's bridge have now completed the assessment of every stone block of the bridge. That's the first step in the restoration of Pernon's stone bridge. And meanwhile, on the roof, our roofers and our carpenters have finished the construction of the enormous temporary canopy that will protect the western part of the chateau's roof during the next phase of the roof restoration. And finally, after a week that started with so much rain and grey skies, the sun is shining on us. Great for our morale, great for the morale of the teams around us who are making such incredible progress. And now Flick and I have a number of projects we need to get on with to keep this incredible reawakening of Château de Pernon progressing. Well, it is Saturday, and amidst all of the progress that's being made at the Château itself this week, we've received a gentle nudge from our local village council to say that it's time to clear some of the trees that are getting a little close to the power lines here at the back of the property. So we're going to take advantage of the great weather we've had at the end of this week to get a little bit of this done. Let's get to work.
What a week, babe.
Well, it's amazing to see so much progress being made, and one of the things that we reflect on all the time as we see the works progressing here is we marvel at just how on earth they constructed the chateau at the end of the 18th century without access to all the power tools, the backhoes, the forklifts, the tractors, and all the other labour-saving devices which make such a difference when you're working on a project like
the
this.
Big cranes. We get asked this a lot, actually, so I think in the future we will dedicate an entire video to it.
I think that's a great idea. And with our dry moat, where you can see so much work occurring this week, one of the questions we get asked all the time is, was there ever water in the dry moat? And one of the things you'll notice from this week's video is that with the cellars that you can see in the walls of the dry moat, and with all of the doors and the windows around the basement level, it's pretty clear that Pernon's moat was always a dry moat. It was designed to be a dry moat. It was never supposed to have water in it. So another one of those questions that we get asked often can be easily answered.
Well, that's it from us this week. And as always, remember, if you'd like to follow the restoration of Château de Pernon more closely, we post frequent updates on Instagram. We post an exclusive weekly video on Patreon, where this week Tim has an in-depth look at the restoration of Pernon's bridge. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and we'll keep you updated here.